I have a question for you. How many times have you walked into the gym, ready to go? Pre-workout's hitting. I don't drink pre-workout, but coffee, it's hitting, getting hyped, you're ready to go. And you walk into the gym, put your stuff down, put it away. It's leg day. You're walking in, you're ready. And then you just have no idea what exercises you're gonna do. No idea what you're gonna do when you finally look out into the floor and you see all of your options. How many times? It's happened to me before. It sucks. You walk in, you were so excited, and then you just blank out. You're kind of looking around. You start walking to different machines. You see the squat rack, you see the dumbbells, you see the medicine balls. What's this thing with handles, the TRX? And all of a sudden, your hype just kind of turns into blah. And you're like, how do I even use this? Yeah, I know exactly how that feels, and it sucks. But everyone's got to start somewhere. And today, I am here to help you out. My name is Adriana Martinez. I am a certified personal trainer and fitness coach based in San Diego, California. So you and we're gonna sit down and we're gonna program an effective lower body workout. We're gonna plan this out. We're gonna think some things through. We're gonna build the actual workout. We're gonna talk about the exercises, and then we're gonna get up and we're gonna do it, and I'm going to demonstrate them for you. So that way, the next time you go into the gym, you know exactly what you need to do, how to set them up, so that way you are confident and you're not intimidated just looking around, hopefully, am I doing it right? Should I look at this person? So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so we're getting serious. I brought my paper and a pen. I like to write things down. I specialize in strength training, so that is what we're going to do here. Just a little disclaimer, there is many effective ways that you can program really good workouts. This is just one way, but everyone has their own specific way they like to do it, how they like to plug different workouts in, or different methods of their own madness. So this is just mine that I'm sharing with you, and I hope that you're able to take some value in it and that it helps you as you go. So when I go to plan any workout, whether it's for myself or a client, I always start off with some type of dynamic warm-up. Okay, this is important. So what is a dynamic warm-up? A dynamic warm-up is a warm-up that you do while moving. It's active. You're not just sitting there and holding a stretch. That's called static stretching, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. I think the dynamic warm-up is more effective and really primes and preps the body for the demands that the workout will put on your body. How do you do a dynamic warm-up? Well, since today we're doing a lower body workout, we're obviously going to really focus on warming up and priming our lower body. So today, just to throw it out there, this is going to be more of a hinge focused workout. If you don't know what a hinge is, just keep listening. You'll find out. We'll talk more about the hinge and what that is a little bit later. But basically, you're going to be priming and putting your body through different hinge patterns, really light, unloaded, maybe lightly loaded hinge movements in the dynamic warm-up to prep your body for the workout of the day. Don't worry if you're still not understanding exactly what this is. After we're done planning and putting together the workout, I'm actually going to get up and demonstrate these things for you, so now you have a visual for all my visual learners out there, and you can actually see and learn how to do these on your own. It's going to make sense. It's all going to come together. Just bear with me until the end. So we have our dynamic warm-ups. I might take the PVC pipe and do some Romanian deadlifts, some good mornings, world's greatest stretch. We can do some things on the TRX, like a TRX hip hinge, maybe some lunges in there, light body weight lunges, some jumping jacks to get the blood pumping, different things like that. Just want to get the body warmed up, moving, start getting some blood pumping. So let's get into the actual workout, the strength part, the exciting stuff, the stuff that we're really going to work hard on, and we're going to throw some weights around and all of that good stuff. So I hinted earlier that today is a hinge focused day. So start off, and so you guys can get a feel for the way that I put workouts together. So there's 6 movement patterns, primary movement patterns. So first we have the hinge, we have the squat, we have the push, we have the pull, we have the carry, and we have the lunge. Today, it's a hinge focus day. That means that the hinge exercise is going to be really our first exercise and the exercise that we put the most energy into. Now, the big question, if you guys already don't know, is what is the hinge? The hinge is the movement of the hips. And again, I will show you in just a little bit, so don't worry. It is the motion that is very hip dominant, okay? So we have the squat that's very knee dominant. Yes, you're getting a lot of hips in there too. It's just a little bit different. So think of touching a wall with your butt or slamming a car door with just your butt. So what kind of exercises can we get with that hinge? Well, today, you know, I'm thinking we're gonna do a sumo style deadlift. There's different ones you can do though. You can do, you know, a barbell good morning. You could do any type of deadlift, like a conventional deadlift, or a Romanian deadlift. You know, the list goes on and on, but for today, I'm thinking we're gonna do a barbell sumo deadlift. So, since it's our first workout, and we're really gonna focus on getting the full benefit from this one, it's our hinge day, we're going all in on this one. You know, I wanna go heavy with this one. I'm thinking 3 sets, and we're gonna go 6 reps. Anywhere from like 6 to 8, you know, is pretty good. I'm feeling for here. If you want to go for like pure strength, just want to see how strong you are, you can do anywhere from 1 rep to probably like 5 or even less than that. There's no wrong answer here, but since I want to go heavy, I'm gonna keep that range low, and I'm just gonna hit 6 really good heavy sumo deadlifts here. So we're gonna do that for 3 sets. And basically with each exercise you're gonna do, especially these heavy ones, you never wanna throw yourself under a really heavy weight just to begin with. Again, I'll show you in the demonstration. You wanna warm up to that weight. You wanna warm up doing that same exact movement with lighter weights until you find a weight that is a good working weight for you at 6 reps. Okay, so we have our main one in. Now, exercise number 2. What are we gonna do? So we already got our hinge in there. Now, for the next exercise, I don't necessarily like to always go back to a hinge. You can if you want, but for today, let's see. We're not gonna make it complicated. We don't really have any goals we're hitting. We just wanna hit a really good lower body workout. I'm gonna go with the lunge. Okay, so a single leg, some type of single leg exercise here since I really worked those glutes and those hamstrings. I'm going to work, let's see, how about a step up? We'll do a dumbbell step up. So you'll hold dumbbells in both hands. You'll have a bench or a stool, and you'll simply just step up. So we already went heavy, super heavy. Our first exercise was that sumo deadlift. So maybe we'll go a little bit more moderate, higher rep. How about we go 12 reps on each leg for the step up, and we'll go 3 sets again. Again, you want to warm up your body first, so you would warm up each leg with a lighter weight until you find a weight that is challenging at 12 reps. When I say challenging, these exercises should not be like, you know, a walk in the park, unless for some reason you are doing more of a lighter day for yourself, or you're coming back from an injury or something like that. You want to be able to push these sets hard. They should be challenging. You should feel your muscles working. We're going to choose a weight that challenges us at 12 reps here. This one's really gonna help us get quads and glute of the working leg. Again, you will see in just a moment when we go to demonstrate. Now we got our hinge, we got some single leg work. Now, third exercise, just for the heck of it, today we're gonna throw in some upper body. And today I'm feeling some pulling. So why don't we do, I don't want to challenge the upper body too much because tomorrow we're going to go in for an upper body day, and that's where we're going to focus solely on that upper body work. So today, maybe we'll do an inverted row. So you hang the barbell on a rack somewhere that's comfortable for you. Again, you'll see it, probably at the height that barbell is right behind me. So this really helps with developing some pull-up strength, some good pull. Again, one of those movement patterns, lots of bang for your buck with these exercises. So we're gonna do inverted row. We'll do 3 sets. Now, since it is my third lift of the day, I'm not gonna challenge myself to go super heavy with this one. What I'm thinking here is we're gonna go AMRAP. AMRAP is an acronym, and it stands for as many reps as possible. Now, everyone has their own interpretation of this. how I do any AMRAP style exercise is I go as many reps as I can until, not until full fatigue though, till maybe I feel I have about 1 or 2 left in the tank. Okay, so I'm not going to complete failure here. You can if that is what you want to do and that's what you're looking for. Today we're gonna leave 1 or 2 reps left in the tank. And again, because I'm doing 3 sets here, so I need to rest and then make sure that I'm good enough to go into the other ones, that I'm not just annihilating myself from the jump. 3 sets of an inverted row, AMRAP, cool. So we have 3 solid lifts. After that, I typically like to do some kind of cardio sequence. Now, if you know me, then you know that I hate cardio. If you don't know, then I'm gonna tell you again, I really hate cardio. So I try to make cardio fun for myself, and I do different kind of like circuit style things. I play around with the kettlebells that keep my heart rate up, get me sweating, just get the blood pumping, but also fun, so that way I actually stick to the plan and actually get it done. Now realistically, if you really hate something, you're not going to stick with it for the long run and get it done. So I find something that I find enjoyable, which for me is like kettlebell work or different type of things that challenge me in a short period of time, and that's how I get my cardio in. Now, I mean, if you love the Stairmaster or going for a run or anything else that is more cardio based, and you love it, now feel free to do that. That's okay. Again, there's so many right answers that work for different people. This is just what works for me, and this is what we're gonna program. So what I'm thinking today is we're doing a lower body day. So I'm thinking let's do some kettlebell swings. Some not super heavy, like moderately heavy kettlebell swings. Let's go 20 kettlebell swings, okay? And then with my cardio sequence is where I also like to get a little bit of core work into. You know, core is super important, so that way you're very sturdy and stable during each of your heavy lifts. I like to lift heavy. I also really hate doing any traditional ab exercise, so this is where I get my core work that, again, I try to make it fun for myself. So we're gonna do a hand plank, not just any hand plank, not just any boring hand plank. We're gonna do a hand plank with a banded abduction. So if you don't know what an abduction is, it's another movement of the body. It's where you bring your leg out to the side. But here's the caveat, you're gonna be holding a hand plank and doing that at the same time. So not only are you getting a whole bunch of core and upper body work, but now you're getting some glute action because you're gonna have a little band around your ankles and you're gonna now be bringing that leg out to the side. Trust me, it's a lot harder than it sounds, but it is a great exercise. You get, again, a lot of bang for your buck here. So we're gonna add that into our list. How exciting. Oh, I'm so excited. This is a great workout. Okay, so how many should we do of that? We're gonna keep it simple. We're not gonna annihilate ourselves. We're gonna do 10 on each side. You can alternate legs if you want. I'm just gonna keep it simple and do 10 on one side, 10 on the other side. We're good. And so that little sequence, we're gonna do 3 rounds, okay? So kettlebell swings, 20 of those, moderately heavy kettlebell, nothing heavy, with a hand plank, banded abductions, okay? So this is the whole workout that we planned out. Ready? So we have our dynamic warm-up. Our first lift is our barbell sumo deadlift. This is the one we're gonna go heavy on, we're gonna go powerful, max out on. 3 sets of 6. So heavy reps for 6 reps. We're gonna rest as much rest as we need, and we'll go over rest a little bit later once we get into the actual workout. And then we'll hit the other sets. After that, we're gonna go into a dumbbell step up where we have 3 sets, 12 reps on each leg, holding a moderate weight, something that does challenge us at 12 reps on each leg. Then we're gonna switch it up and we're gonna add some upper body in there, and we're gonna do an inverted row, 3 reps, as many reps as possible. So remember, we talked about this earlier. So AMRAP for us here is gonna be as many reps as possible until we feel we have about 1 or 2 reps left in the tank. So not complete failure. Let's leave 1 or 2 left. Let's rest as much as we need, and then we'll hit the other sets. Now, that's our strength exercises for the day. Then we'll go into our cardio sequence where we have kettlebell swing, moderately heavy weight, 20 of those, right into a banded hand plank with abduction, okay? So core, glute burn, honestly, whole body burn. You're gonna go 10 on each leg. You can alternate if you want. That whole sequence is gonna be 3 rounds. And let me tell you, by the end of this workout, you should feel worked, you should feel tired, because you should be pushing each set hard. You wanna feel your muscles working. You want to make sure that you are feeling mind-muscle connection to each muscle. If you're doing an exercise that is primarily working your quads, and you wanna think about your quads working. If you're doing something for the shoulders, you wanna think about the shoulder muscles working as you do each rep. You wanna make those reps look good. You wanna make sure that you are feeling the burn where it's supposed to, like we just said, mind-muscle connection, and that by the end of your set, you actually do feel tired to an extent. Now, if it's super heavy and your form's breaking, you might wanna back off on some weight, lower it. Do not ego lift here, because that is not safe, nor does it really get you results. You wanna make sure that the weight is appropriate for your skill level. The technique is on point, and that you are putting in the effort and you are tired after the set. If you are tired and you need to rest, that is a good thing. That means you pushed it hard, okay? Good rule of thumb there. So let's get into the workout. So like I said before, we always start with a dynamic warm-up. So this is how I typically always start my dynamic warm-ups. I have like a generic, regular dynamic warm-up I always start with, and then I tailor it to the specific exercise that we're gonna do for the day. So I always like to start with a knee hug, like this. Basically just bring your knee up to your chest, and you can feel it stretching top of your hamstring area over here, glutes. Just kind of loosens everything up, especially because we're gonna go in for our hinge day. But I always do this regardless to loosen the body up. So you can also do this while walking back and forth. If you're kind of tight on space, I'm recording right now, I don't have anyone recording me, then I'm just going to stand and do it. It still gets the job done. After that, I like to go into a butt to heel stretch, like this. Again, you can do it while walking. So go ahead and just walk it out. Whatever distance you have, go ahead and turn it around. Stretches the quad very nicely and just makes you feel nice and lengthened. You can also raise your opposite hand in the air. You can kind of feel it stretching your whole anterior side of your body. Next, I like to make sure I get some arm circles in. That way the shoulders get nice and warmed up. Everything up here is loosened up. So I do a few going backwards, and then you go ahead and do a few forward. Next, I like to go ahead and get some twists in. That way it can kind of warm up your thoracic spine. And it feels good. Again, you want to get the blood pumping, the body moving, your muscles warmed up appropriately. Go ahead and pivot your foot and twist it out. We're gonna do a world's greatest stretch. Go ahead and give yourself some room. You're going to walk yourself out like this into a hand plank or push-up position. Go ahead and bring one foot forward, elbow towards the floor. It does not have to touch, but if it can, that's great. And then go ahead and look over and up. Hand down to the floor, go ahead and switch. Elbow down to the floor, and then look up and over. And keep switching, do that a few times. Maybe about 6 to 8 of these would be appropriate. Elbow, then look up and over, hand down, foot up, elbow, look up and over. Next, I like to take a PVC pipe, or a dowel rod. This is one of my favorite tools to warm up with. So if you can get one, go get one. I got this one at Lowe's for super, super cheap. I got a few of them. Or if your gym has one, then utilize it. So the twist that we were doing, you can go ahead and throw this on your back. Go ahead and twist again. It's just nice to be up against a sturdy surface with your upper body. That way you can get a little bit more leverage as you go from side to side. Then I like to also get some PVC pipe jumping jacks in. Maybe like 10 of these, and it helps just warm up the body. Again, blood pumping, gets everything loose. You feel nice and flexible as you're putting your body through each dynamic stretch. Since today is a hinge focused day, we're gonna focus on priming our hinge movement pattern. So let me show you what that means. I like to get in my Romania deadlift stance position. So about hip width apart on the feet. Go ahead and bring this pipe up to your thighs to make contact, and then you'll go ahead and push your hips back like a Romanian deadlift style, about mid-shin here, and stand tall. I like to take it slow and make sure that I'm feeling for my hamstrings back here, my glutes. I'm keeping my torso neutral. I'm not overarching. If you don't have the pipe, you can just take your hands, slide them down your thighs, push your butt back like you were touching the wall behind you. Stand tall. So typically maybe about a set of 10 is good here, depending on you and what you need. Let's say hinging isn't so strong for you, then maybe 2 or 3 sets might be more appropriate, so that way you can really feel the appropriate areas being worked. Another one I always like to do on hinge day is I like to put this behind me like I would back rack position for a barbell, and I like to go into some good mornings. Now when I warm up this one, I typically like to bring my stance out a little bit further, point the toes out a little bit, because I feel more medial hamstring here. It's just stretching. It's just a personal preference. You don't have to do this. And then much like the Romanian deadlift, same motion of the hips. You're gonna push that butt back, slight bend to the knee, go as deep as you feel necessary. I like to get a really deep, good stretch here, so I'm gonna go down low and then come up. You're gonna lead the whole time with your hips, butt back, butt back. There we go, feel that stretch. And then push those hips forward with control. Just like with our PVC pipe Romanian deadlift, about a set of 10 would do. I'm warmed up, so let's go ahead and get into our actual lifts for the day. Okay, so our first major lift of the day was the barbell sumo deadlift. You're gonna go ahead and set up your platform. This is my homemade platform, but if you're at a gym, go up to the rack platform, whatever it is, go ahead and get yourself set up. Now, what I was saying before, you never want to jump right under a heavy weight. So if you need to start with just the bar, that is okay, that is very appropriate. Do that. I've been lifting for a while, so just the bar isn't quite enough to get me warmed up. This is considered light for me. I'm gonna go ahead and start with maybe like 12 to 15 reps, since my goal range is 6. So what you're going to do is you're gonna come up to the bar. You wanna get very close to it. You're gonna have a wide stance with your feet pointed out. Now, you can go into a modified wide stance where your feet are a little bit closer, but still wide, or you can go out super wide like traditional sumo stance. It's gonna be up to you and what feels best for your body. I like something a little bit more modified. It's a little bit closer together, but toes are still pointed out. You're gonna go ahead, you wanna make sure that your back is engaged, so shoulder blades, you're gonna be pinched in the back, core is tight. You're gonna go ahead and reach for your bar. Make sure that you are in the center. I like to try and stay to double overhand. Unless it gets very heavy, then I'll do mixed grip, but for as long as I can, I like to stay double overhand. So coming down, you wanna get those hips low. So back engaged, shoulder blades retracted, back engaged, core tight. You wanna load your glutes, stick them back, load them, chest out. See how I'm neutral and I'm not rounded? I'll stay up. You want to really make sure that you're digging these heels into the floor. Stand tall and squeeze your glutes. Let's do the logo on your shirt and then come back down. For each rep, you want to make sure that your form is impeccable. So reset, shoulder blades retracted, hips low, looking out in front of me. Stand tall, squeezing my glutes at the top, and then coming back down. Again, reset. I'm digging my heels into the floor, pushing them like I'm gonna push the earth away, as if there's a crack in the floor and I wanna push the earth away. Coming back down. Again, boom, squeezing my glutes. So once you get your desired amount of warm-up reps in, go ahead and take a rest, and you can load the bar up a little bit more. So now I have completed my warm-up set, so I found a way that works for me at 6 reps. So let's go ahead and get set up on the bar, getting in my stance, feet out wide, toes pointed out, going double overhand, make sure my back muscles are engaged first. Okay, getting those hips down low, core tight, really digging those heels into the floor, keeping good firm contact with my feet in the floor. Okay, I'm loading the glute, core engage. Go ahead and stand tall. 1, 2, 3, 4, first working set. 3 of those on the menu today at 6 reps. So when it comes to rest, when you're lifting heavy, you're pushing yourself with big weights that challenge you, go ahead and rest as long as you need. This is gonna be a little bit different for everybody. Say a good rule of thumb when it comes to lifting heavy weights, especially for your first big lift, rest anywhere from 2 to 3 minutes. It might sound like a lot if this is something that's more new to you, but that is totally acceptable. You wanna rest and make sure that your body is recovered so that way you can go into the next set and do it really well. Okay, so we got our first major lift out of the way. It's awesome. Now we're gonna move on to our second lift, which is our dumbbell step up. Great exercise. So we're gonna focus on some quads and some glutes here. Of course, some core, single leg work. Okay, so let's do it. If you would like, you can always start with a warm-up set. So for bench height, I would say something that's not too short, something that's not too high unless that's what you want. But since we are going to load it up with dumbbells with some weight, I want you to find something challenging here. I want you to find like a medium step, medium stool. So once you find that and you're okay with the height of your, whatever you're stepping up on, then go ahead and get a warm-up set in if you would like to. So warm-up set, maybe do anywhere from like 5 to 10 steps on each side. Again, we don't want to tire ourselves out here. You just want to prep yourself for the actual lift. Once you're done with the warm-up set, grab your dumbbells. So keep them in your hand, shoulders back, core tight, of course. Go ahead and start with your first leg. Now, when you do a step up, you want to think big toe, little toe, heel, making contact with this step at all times. When you go to do this, I'm gonna lean forward a little bit, just a tiny bit, so I can feel some stretch in the glute before starting. That's gonna make sure that I'm using my hips, my glute, a little bit more than I'm gonna use my quads. I wanna focus glutes, so that's what I'm gonna do here. If I wanted to get more quad, then I would focus on my knee going over my toes a little bit more than me getting that lean. That's just an extra little tip I'm gonna throw in there. So, dumbbells in hand, gonna lean forward a little bit. Notice how I have less flexion over here at my knee. I'm not going like this. Still, I'm leaning forward. Now I'm gonna step together, boom. Control myself coming down. So notice how I'm not going or anything crazy. You wanna make it very controlled. You wanna feel this leg and this glute working. Controlled, boom. Control back down. You want to keep doing that, 12 reps on each leg. 2, 3. Keep everything tight. 4, 5, 6. Feeling the burn. 7. Most importantly, feeling the muscles working. 8, 9, 10. 11. Controlling your movement. 12. There we go. Go ahead and rest if you need to, and then go over to the other side. Once you've completed both sides, take as much rest as you need to, so that way you can push the next set hard. When it comes to step-ups or squats, there is one more thing I want to tell you that is very valuable information and will help make these movements a lot better and more effective for you. So, when you're doing squats or step-ups, whatever knee you're using, we're doing step-ups in this scenario, so we'll stick with step-ups. You want to make sure that your knee is not caving in. You don't want to be stepping up like this. That's a recipe for disaster. What you want to do is make sure that your knee is staying in line with your 3rd and 5th toe. So it's okay if it goes out just a little bit. That's fine. And step up like this with everything in line. Not this. Keep it out. Keep it controlled. So when you're using weights and doing step-ups, you don't have to go super fast. If anything, focus on loading the leg, come up with control to make sure that knee stays in position, come down with control. That's how you're gonna maximize getting the most out of strength training and doing step-ups. Okay, I'm gonna take you guys next to me, right to the side of me, so you guys can get a good side view and see exactly how I'm setting myself up. Go ahead and get under your barbell. So feet down on the floor. You can also go heel up. Position yourself, so arms straight. Go ahead and pull through the shoulder blade, elbows back, squeeze the shoulder blades. My core is tight, lowering down to the floor, pulling back up. So here, we're gonna go AMRAP. So as many reps as possible. Of course, I'm already tired from those deadlifts. So let's pretend I'm super tired. I'm gonna call it there and the rep all the way at the end. You wanna rest for as long as you need to, as long as it takes for you to feel recovered. You go into it again, do another set, as many reps as possible, then rest, third set, again, as many reps as possible, and that is going to be the strength sequence of our routine today. We have 3 rounds of our cardio sequence, starting with kettlebell swings, then switching that off, plank with hip abduction. It's gonna be fun. So first, let's get into our kettlebell swing. Let's go over form and technique. This is important because I see a few things wrong with this very commonly. So go ahead and start with your kettlebell right in front of you, okay? The kettlebell swing is a hinge movement. That's why it's in our hinge day as part of the cardio sequence in our hinge day. So instead of letting it be so squatty with a front raise, you want it to be a power and momentum exercise. That means that all the power is coming from your hips and you're not even really working your arms and your shoulders. It's just swinging up with the momentum that you're producing from your hips and your legs. So go ahead and start with it on the floor. Get into your stance. I would say about shoulder width apart is pretty good. Hinge back, load those hamstrings, load those glutes, keep that spine neutral. Go ahead and swing it back and then squeeze your glutes and let the bell just ride up. I'm not at all raising it with my shoulders. I'm just swinging it with the power coming from my hips, like that. Once you're done, let it just swing down and lightly hit the floor. So, very important points of performance with this one, that once you get it swinging, you wanna push it through and you wanna hinge at the hips, not squat with it. You wanna hinge and push it through. You're gonna use your glutes and your legs. You're gonna push those hips forward, squeeze the buns, squeeze the quads, and that bell is just gonna come up naturally. And you're just gonna let the bell just swing, use its momentum to swing up. And you're not gonna do anything with your arms. You're also gonna make sure that this whole trunk stays nice and tight the whole time. So again, let's go over the kettlebell swing. Starting on the floor, hinging back at the hips, go ahead and swing it back, and then push those hips forward, squeeze the quads. You're working the momentum all through your hips and your legs. Push it through, squeeze. Hips forward and squeeze the quads. And let it just swing down to the floor. So, kettlebell swings, you're gonna do 20 reps of those. Next, we're gonna do our plank, our hand plank with hip abduction. So, go ahead and grab a small loop band. If you do not have one of these, it is not the end of the world. I got this cheap on Amazon and I've had these for like a few years, so they definitely last. But if you don't have a band right now or you forgot it, that's okay. You can still do this without the band. Go ahead and put this around your ankles. Boom, just like that. Now go ahead and get into the hand plank position. Okay, so plank position, you wanna make sure, let me stand to the side, that your hips are tucked. So your glutes will automatically turn on, your abs will automatically turn on. You're gonna squeeze your legs the whole time in your plank position. So, everything's tight, good. Next, go ahead and choose your first leg here. You're gonna bring it out diagonal to the side. And just with that alone, I already feel my glutes on fire and my core kicking in. So you'll do 10 on each side, and then you'll switch sides. Notice how I'm keeping the knee locked out and the leg straight, and that my hips and everything isn't swaying from side to side and it's sloppy. Keep the body locked in tight. Just bring that leg out. So this sequence you're gonna do for 3 rounds. In between each sequence, so once you finish the kettlebell swings and the plank abductions, then you can go ahead and rest. Since this is more of a cardio-based thing, I would keep the rest a little bit more minimal, maybe like 60 to 90 seconds. So that way you do have a chance to recover, but your heart rate is still going. Then going back into the next set. Once you are done with all 3 rounds, you did it. You completed our strength training workout. If you guys have any other questions about any of the movements we did today, please leave them in the comments and let me know so that way I can help you guys out. I really appreciate you guys watching. I hope that you took some value out of this video. I am going to be planning some more lower body, some upper body, and different types of workouts to give some more value to you guys. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, so that way you don't miss out on any other videos, and I will see you guys soon.